hardly moving. You watch the basin, the bookcase, your knees, your eyes in the cracked mirror, the cup, the light switch. You listen to street sounds, to the dripping faucet on the landing, to the noises your neighbor makes, clearing his throat, having a coughing fit.
Package Amina's order with me. She got sherbet sorbet and cereal milk. Thank you.
Here is how you can create the coziest, most ambient bedroom this fall. Let's start with the sheer curtain canopy. I made mine by sewing a simple straight stitch along the edge of the fabric.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Gorgeous piece of art. The frame is secondhand, and little hack to give your print some texture, adding clear acrylic gloss with a paintbrush really gives it an authentic effect. I then added some trim to my plain closet doors just to give them a slightly elevated look. And then the mirror went back where it was previously, but for the mirror I actually stripped the yellow paint just to get rid of the checkered effect that was there and bring it back to the original blue tile. And then I actually dyed the grout lines this deep red for a little visual interest. I also DIY'd a wall sconce inspired by this viral flower floor lamp using some copper pipe, a light cord, and this thrifted flower bowl. And finally, I love the look of stained glass. So for one of my window panels, I added this faux stained glass film, which is just so pretty. I finished my room by adding some fun bedding, this adorable little runner, and some fun decor pieces. And I don't know what to call my design style, but I love this.
Package Amina's order with me. She got sherbet sorbet and cereal milk. Thank you.
Here's how I made these pink sparkly stars to hang above my desk. I started by mixing the perfect shade of pink using acrylic paint, and then I took a spare piece of cardboard and I painted both sides. Once this was dry, I used some glitter glue to add the sparkles to both sides as well. I let that dry, and then I used a marker to freehand some stars. I didn't mind if these were a little bit wonky. In fact, I feel like they look better if they're not perfect. I cut out each of the stars, and then I used invisible nylon cord, and I cut out a few feet, threaded that through each star, tied that off with a knot, and then finally finished off the edges with some more glitter glue. Then these were ready to hang. I just used clear tape to attach them to my ceiling, and this is how they turned out. I think that they kind of look like little cartoon stars, and I love that.
Redecorate my room with me, part 1. So this is how my room currently looks like. Okay naman siya, but I do want to make some updates for this 2024. Especially this part of my room. Mukha talagang messy yung mga wires. Starting with this mirror, hindi ko na-bet yung color niya. Wood talaga to, pinatungan ko lang ng contact sticker paper. And na-amaze talaga ako dito kasi wala siyang iniwang mark. Ganito yung process ko ng paglalagay. Mineasure ko muna siya part by part, then ginupit yung kailangan. Sa pagdidikit, unti-unti lang. And make sure to use a tool like this to make sure na walang air bubbles. I use cutter and scissors para remove yung excess. So if meron kang furniture na gusto mong ibahin yung color, you can try this technique. Kailangan lang talaga ng tiyaga sa paglalagay. But I swear, sobrang worth it ng results. Ito pala yung door ko before, and since wala pa akong budget to buy a new door, ganito muna yung ginawa ko. Naglagay lang rin ako ng tapestry and door hook for my bags. And lastly, for my bedside table, inayos ko lang rin siya. Bago pala tong mirror ko na to, it's so cute. I also got this vase and flowers from Mr. DIY. My brushes, sleeping mask, and nakita ko rin tong remote cover. Ang cute. If you also like this lamp, punta lang kayo sa basket ko. And here's what we have so far. I like it so much. Like for part 2. Bye guys!
Turning my basic boring grey and white room into a pink and gold Barbie princess slice of heaven. Oh, I've wanted to do this for the longest time, and we finally got round to it. I just feel like my room is really boring. You know, I did the whole grey and white simple thing, and I just ended up getting bored. You know, my room needs more pink. I also need more storage space desperately because my current walk-in wardrobe is literally bursting at the seams. And I thought it'd be fun to film the whole process and bring you along with me so we can see the transformation happen together. Oh my god, I'm just so excited. Obviously, Papa is here to help as well, to do all the handiwork because I can't do that. Starting off at IKEA, we picked up my new wardrobe. I designed one of those like design it yourself little Pax wardrobes, and I cannot wait to put it together. And then we headed to B&Q to obviously pick out my new paint for my room. It's going to be pink. I'm leaving the walls white, but I wanted to do basically all the bits that are still grey are going to be pink. And I picked out a new colour called Happy Heart and had it mixed because I just couldn't pick one that I liked. And I had this crazy idea to try and mix silver glitter into the paint so it was like sparkly, but I don't know if that's going to work. And yes, that was was like kids glitter paint. I don't know what I was thinking. As soon as I got home, I started decantering all my shelves, taking everything down. Everything had to come out because obviously I didn't want to get paint on anything. And also some things, because of the design change that we're doing to my room, won't be going back up. So this was kind of like emotional, you know. I had to throw a few bits away that just weren't necessary in my room anymore. Take all these drawers out because I'm actually getting rid of one of my chest of drawers because the wardrobe's going to go there. My aim is to do as much of this myself so I can feel like more accomplished, you know, when the room is finished and be like, I did that. I so did that. But I mean, no one, including myself, trusts me with a drill. So obviously my dad had to step in every now and again just to get a few screws in place. Then came the most tedious job of it all. Oh my goodness, this took forever. I had to time lapse, but literally I think this one wall took me about half an hour. And while I was doing that, my dad got rid of the first chest of drawers. That one had to go. It was all bowed and broken, but I kept the other one because there was no need to get rid of it. It was perfectly fine. And to be fair, like, I did really need it. And as you saw, I just did a little DIY job myself. I filled in a hole with some poly something or whatever it's called. But I felt so accomplished, you know. I did that all by myself. What a proud girly. And back to the most tedious job in the world, taking off this blue tack. It wasn't until later I realised I should have used a spoon. I destroyed my nails doing this, but luckily I think I was about to get them done like a couple days later anyway, so it didn't really matter. But it was just so time consuming. Like, I think this all in all took me about 2 hours just to take all the pictures off and remove all the blue tack. Why did I choose to stick them on with blue tack? I don't know. Even glue dots, to be fair, did the same thing. Either way, I was there for a while making sure that the whole wall was stripped down and ready to be sanded. So don't worry, I'm not going to leave the wall looking like that. I am going to repaint it. I'm just giving it a fresh like coat of white. I still want to keep the walls white and like the coving and everything that was grey, like pink. I thought about doing it the other way around and having the walls pink and then the coving white, which to be fair would have looked cute as well, but luckily I didn't because the paint that I chose was way darker than it looked in the tin. I carefully took my vines down because I do intend on putting those back up after, and this is what we're working with so far. Come back for part 2.
How to make your own maze game using a cardboard box. The first thing I did was got the lid of a shoebox and cut out 2 holes like this on the ends. And then I drew out the maze pattern I wanted. I used mini pop tubes, but you can also use plastic straws. And start gluing them on the maze. And then all you need is some sort of ball. I used a bouncy ball.
My fiance and I are splitting up. We've been talking about it for a while, but we decided that we need our own offices. We used to share this one and it looks good when it's clean, but it's actually never clean. It's narrow, so our chairs would bump into each other and it just wasn't working out. So we were like, what can we do? And that's when we realized we had a guest bedroom that was barely used. So we moved that room downstairs to another room that we used to use for storage before, but now it's officially the guest bedroom. Our cat also came in to inspect to make sure everything was good. But back to our offices, these have been on my Pinterest board, so I'm excited to transform my room. The first thing we did was get new white paint. It's crazy because there's so many shades of white. Like the current one is flat and kind of gray, this is creamy, and then this looks like pee on our wall. We went with the creamy one, but halfway through I'm not sure if you can see the difference at all. But then the silliest thing happened and I fell off this ladder. It took me out for a whole week, but shout out to my fiance because he did the floors all by himself. It was his first time, so we were both nervous, but he did his research and our friend Paolo gave us a bunch of guidance, so it turned out amazing. After cleaning up and sorting stuff, my new desk finally arrived. It's crazy because look at the difference before and now. I love it so much, but it feels like I'm missing wall decor or something. What do you think?